Well, welcome. Hello, everyone. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and you're watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. We've got the whole community coming together, moving together in the same direction for a common cause. So you can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Now, leading things off, our first guest is a retired U.S. Navy veteran and now a DJ in Virginia Beach. And he joins us today to speak about his miraculous recovery from COVID-19. So please welcome to the show, Dave Champion, a true champ.
Hello, how you guys doing? Heard a lot about your show. Glad you guys invited me on, and I really appreciate it.
I heard you were serving with my daughter in the Navy.
Yeah, we started out a long time ago. We did a pre-com ship together. It's just starting the ship from scratch, bringing it up to par. And it was a great experience because it teach you a lot, and everybody learned to work together. And everybody on the ship became family. So that's a wonderful thing. We all keep in touch over the years. And it's a good thing, man, through the military and having friends like that just lasts a lifetime.
Dave, thank you for your service. We really appreciate you, man. Thank you.
No problem.
Tell us what you've been going through. I understand that you tested positive for COVID-19.
Mm-hmm. It's been a long road. I started out, I retired from the military, started living my life, enjoying life as it is. So back in February of last year, I started getting sick. I was very sick, and I could barely walk, could barely breathe.
Yeah.
And the whole time, everybody just kept saying it's pneumonia, respiratory infection. So I'm taking all this medical advice, and the whole time it was wrong, So by the time December came, I couldn't breathe on my own. I had an oxygen tank. I'm walking around with a pack. I couldn't breathe, and there was not a good diagnosis for me. I only had the COVID antibodies. I never tested positive, but once they tested me, I've been to everywhere, the VA, doctors. By the time, it hit me, my lungs were completely inoperable. The doctors told me that, you can, there's nothing we can do, but you can't go home. So I couldn't breathe the regular air. And, if I had to go home, I had a friend of mine that told me that I wasn't looking right. She was like, yo, I'm taking you to the emergency room. Went to the emergency room, did not let me go home. So if I'd have went home, I would have died. I would have laid there, harder breathing, and I would have died. So
and here we are, breathing, getting air into your lungs. Now look up, where your camera is, right? Look up to your camera. You see your camera? Yeah, look into your camera and say, thank you, Jesus.
Oh, thank you, Jesus, twice, 3 times. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like they gave me 2 days to live. I'm laying there on life support. I had a whole tube through my neck through an ECMO machine because my lungs were. And the next day, they was like, yo, we don't have enough air for you because I couldn't breathe. Yeah. And the next day, a match, the perfect match came. And I couldn't walk, couldn't bathe. In 14-hour surgery, I got up the next day and put me on the walker, and I walked. And it was just a blessing. I didn't even tell anybody I was in the hospital because I didn't want to be a sympathy story. And everybody already in the hospital, it was a bad time during COVID because, I was in hospital 8 months and people were dying and right. They can only bring them to the emergency room, let them take a phone, go upstairs. A couple of days later, they gone. And that feeling, I'm thinking about this the whole time, trying to get my life in order, thinking about where I want to go, my friends, my family, my kids.
Yeah. And did you feel that you had everything in order at that time? Because sometimes, when you're on the brink, you're like, wow, do I have everything in place? Did all of that stuff go through your mind?
You know what? When I retired, I traveled a lot. I made it my business to be financially straight and just travel 4 times a year and just enjoy my life. But that wasn't enough. I started thinking about people that I love, and I didn't spend enough time with them. So that was a real mistake for me. So, once it was over, I started calling people that I love, my family, started spending more time with them because that's important,
Yeah. Gotta let them know you love them. Let them know how much they all love.
Text messages, phone calls, you gotta let them know. So,
Dave, what would you tell others who are going through this whole pandemic? Some people are vaccinated, some people are unvaccinated, some people are in a hospital with COVID, some people just had a touch of it and, are just trying to live their lives. What would you tell people?
Mentally it's draining. You got to be strong mentally. You got to prepare yourself for the worst. You got to prepare yourself, be kind to others, man, because you never know when the day come. And I learned that tomorrow's not promised. So stay healthy, treat people how you want to be treated, live a good life, because you never know. you know
Yeah.
Frivolous arguments and disagreements with people is not even worth it. So sometimes you just got to understand, you got to stay healthy, eat right, drink water, because things happen. Um,
What
it,
about vaccinations?
well, me personally, I can't get the vaccination yet because the medicines I take about 40 pills a day for the rest of my life, and
Yeah.
anti-rejection meds and vitamins and a whole lot of stuff, and you develop a lot of side effects. Like one day I had a blood level, my sugar went up to 690. At
Whoa.
300 in a diabetic coma, but mine jumped up to 690. I didn't even know it. My
Whoa. Yeah.
called me. She was like, "Yo, you need to get emergency room right now." And so after that, I was in the emergency room for a hospital for like a month after that, and they gave me a surgery where they wrapped my stomach around my esophagus so acid wouldn't get in my lungs. I've been through like 4 surgeries, and the whole
Wow.
operation was about $1,500,000. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, it's a lot. So
And this is going through the VA, right?
no, no, no. I went through. I had other medical care. The
Yeah.
VA, they have so many patients that the timing is not right. You know what I'm saying? VA is great health care, but
Yeah.
through the situation that I was in, I need urgent care right away. So, yep,
Mm,
blessing.
mm-hmm.
That 20 years paid off.
Yeah. Yeah. So you were able to do other things, right?
Yeah, able to do other things, man. I thank God that I'm in a position I'm in because a lot of people aren't. So we got to make decisions about, it make you think about a lot of stuff. I learned a lot about healthcare. I learned about a lot about the medical industry, how it works, and through this whole process, I learned a lot. So
Yeah.
it's
Did people take the vaccine?
um, well, a lot of people. Well, you saying should they take the vaccine?
Yes. Because you
Um,
got a lot of people thinking that they shouldn't, or they have antibodies and they don't have to.
Yeah, but see, with me, my immune system is low, so I have to wait until I
Yeah.
get it. Want me to take the vaccine just right now because my immune system is suppressed because of my medication.
But
So
would you encourage others to take it?
I would encourage others to take it because vaccines work. I can say they medically work. I've done the all the other vaccines I've done before I went to Africa. Before I traveled out of the country, I take vaccine, I take medications, and it
Oh,
works.
being in the military, yeah, you get shot up all over the place, right?
The place. I've took every
Yeah.
vaccine you can name. So this vaccine, I will be taking it because I understand the medical side of it and it works. There's some
Yeah.
people not to take it. They have a strong enough immune system, that can fight it off with antibodies and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
back in history when they had the Spanish flu and all that, the
Yeah.
vaccine, so and it was a very bad pandemic, way worse than what we're experiencing right now.
Yeah. Dave, before we wrap, are you on the talk circuit? Are you zooming? You're talking to people, encouraging people to do certain things.
Yeah, we got a Facebook group that we're in. We're actually for the lung transplant patients, man. That's what we're doing. And I'm in the photography. I'm in the comedy. I do a lot of stuff. So every time I go out and do something, I try to gear it towards people being organ donors or being an
Yeah.
organ is very important.
What's
Uh,
your Facebook handle?
my
Which,
Facebook
which
is D Champion on Facebook, and my photography page is D Champion Images. All right, I travel. I do everything. Do shows, comedy shows, travel with photography. I do weddings. I do everything. So, and I'm also starting a podcast just like you soon. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about medical issues. We're gonna talk about relationships. We're gonna have different guests, and it's just very encouraging. So when you ask me on the show, I'm like, this is exactly what I want to do.
there
So
you go. So you give me your Instagram and Facebook one more time, and then I got a hard wrap here.
all right, Facebook is Dave Champion on Facebook, and Instagram is D Champion Images.
The champion. Thank you so much, U.S. Navy vet and the champs miraculous recovery. That could be a thing now. That could be a thing. Hey, Dave, thank you so much. We love you, man, and thank you for your service.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
You
All right.
got it. We'll take a break. We'll take a break, and we got more coming up next, right after this.
All right.